Hello, it's been a long time since I've made one of these. The temptation is to always apologise for not, sorry, to swipe messages up, to apologise for not having made videos for ages. But to be honest, after this kind of surgery, you're kind of busy living your life and trying to wrap your head around a huge range of new life stuff. And much as I feel strongly about making these videos and wanting to help people, and they help me as well, it's like a video diary, you sort of you forget to do them because you're busy kind of just getting on with dealing with your day-to-day life stuff. Anyway, unlike other people that I've seen that make these video diaries that apologise every time they come on for not having made one, I'm not going to do that because that's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's the least appropriate analogy for weight loss surgery videos, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'd like to make these more regularly for myself as much as anything else, because I find them helpful. It's like, self-counselling. But yeah, I'll try to do better. I tend to come on. I've got a big long list in one of my notebooks of things I want to do these vlogs about, but I tend to come on when I've got something in particular to say, or when something big has happened, which is the case today. But just to give you a quick update, so it's now, I'm not exactly sure what the date is, mid-November, I think something like the 14th or 15th, which makes it July, August, September, October, makes it 4.5 months, coming up for 5 months since my surgery. So in that time, I have lost 5.5 stone. So ignore what I said in my earlier video when I said I was over 21 stone. I got it wrong. I started off at 20 stone and 12 pounds, and I now weigh 15 stone and 6 pounds last time I got on the scales. So yeah, just a pound under 5.5 stone. So I think you can see from my earlier videos, you can see it in my face. At some point when I work out how to be a little bit more technologically sophisticated, I'll have to do I'll do a video where you can see like me standing up and my whole figure, and B, I've seen on other people's videos that they've done like they've been able to superimpose photos, like before and afters and things. So when I get a little bit more technologically savvy, I'll try and do that sort of thing, because I don't know about you, but I find that I find before and afters and visual stuff that people are doing in their videos quite interesting. So I'll get on learning how to do that. The reason I came on today, I'm very aware of the fact that I quite often come on and talk about negative stuff, and I really must do more vlogs about the positive stuff, because it is there. I think the trouble is that the negative stuff can be quite dramatic, and using this as a bit of sort of self-counselling, it's it tends to be, that's when I want to come on and get something off my chest. But the topic of today's vlog is hair loss. So I was very well prepared for this surgery in terms of having read a lot and sort of talked to people that had the surgery before me, read a lot in the forums, kind of gave myself a good idea of what I was letting myself in for. And losing hair is about 3 months after the surgery is very common. I wish now that I had looked into why that's common. I have to say, as good as I think that the hospital are that I had my surgery in, I've never had this discussion with me, and I think that's a bit of a failing. You know, I've just picked this up from social media, but from my own research and my own reading, I highly suspect that that you are more likely to have greater hair loss if you don't make sure that you're getting your 60 grams of protein in per day. Now that is really, really hard to do, because if you're eating drastically less than you were before, even if you are eating very protein rich, protein heavy meals, getting 60 grams of protein in a day is tough. But I highly suspect that might be key to stalling the hair loss rather, not stalling the weight loss, and if anything, boosting the weight loss, because this last week I've made a concerted effort to be upping my protein and keeping bad carbs, or, you know, simple carbohydrates low, and my weight loss has jump started again. I've been told, so get to the point, the last 2 showers that I've had over the course of the last week, 5 days, I don't wash my hair every day because it's very dry and frizzy, and washing my hair every day is not good for it. So I wash my hair once every few days. And over the course of the last 2 showers, I just can't even begin to tell you. I can't, without showing you. I contemplated showing you, and then I thought, I'm not sure anybody wants to see me holding a big ball of skanky, wet, soapy hair. But like, my hair has been coming out in handfuls. I spent the second half of my shower sobbing in the shower today, because I was literally combing the conditioner through and it was just coming out in handfuls. If you imagine any TV series or films you've ever seen about somebody having chemotherapy and what happens to their hair after chemo, it's just like that. It's literally coming out in massive handfuls. I would estimate, bearing in mind that my hair is usually very, very thick and there's a lot of it, I would estimate I've probably lost a third of my hair over the course of the last week. So I knew that hair loss was possible, and more than that, probable, but I was not prepared for the amount that it was going to happen and the speed at which it was going to happen. So I'm wearing this headband because the worst of it is on top. I've just dyed my hair so that, you know, so that, because when my grey/white roots are showing, you can see my scalp anyway, so dyeing my hair makes it look a bit less thin on top. But I'm wearing this. I don't know if you will be able to tell any difference because you don't know my hair like I do, but if I take this off, you can see, you can't usually see my scalp like that. That's very unusual, and it feels very, very thin on top. I think you can see there's quite a big bold patch there. It's really quite shocking to me. As I said, if I wear it in a certain way, I can do things to cover it up, and, you know, it still looks like I've got absolutely tons of hair. But I'm thinking, if that's what's happened in 2 showers, how much longer am I going to hold on to this? So I had booked a lovely haircut in London with a curly hair specialist for mid-December as a treat, but I am going to cancel that because I don't know how much hair I'm going to have left by that point. So I'm going to bump that forward to the summer when I've had a chance to try and sort this out a bit. And in the meantime, instead of looking at spending that money on a posh, expensive haircut, I've been Googling wigs. Because if this is how much hair I've lost in 2 showers, I may well be able to get away with this kind of thing for a while, but I don't know how much more is going to come out. So I might have to go down the route of wigs, and it's just a huge shock, because I'm used to having a lot of very thick hair, and I just can't communicate to you what it's like to stand in the shower and just watch your hair coming out of your head in massive handfuls as you're combing the conditioner through. It's just, it was, by the end of the shower, there was literally like a massive, huge kind of domed handful of hair both times. It was, yeah, it's really quite shocking. So it hasn't been much fun. I am assured temporary. It appears to be different for different people. So some people only have a few months of hair loss and then it starts to grow back. Some people it carries on for about 18 months before it grows back. As I said, my preliminary research into the subject seems to suggest that the more you concentrate on getting, as I said, the 60 grams of protein in per day, the more likely it is to grow back more quickly and not carry on for as long. So I am being super strict about that. I just really wish that somebody had said that to me from day one, how important it is to get that 60 grams in right from the word go, because nobody did say that, and now I found out at the stage when I'm losing huge amounts of my hair. So I've kind of found out too late to stop the worst of it happening initially. I can now make sure that what happens in the future is better, but I wish somebody had said this to me from day one. Apparently your hair works in 3 monthly cycles, so what's happening to it now is apparently a consequence of what was happening about 3 months ago, which would have been when I had crashed off about 3.5 stone in a month, when I was in hospital, being very, very poorly, when I was 9 days nil by mouth, when I was being pumped full of ridiculous amounts of antibiotics to keep me alive. So, there is a possibility that no matter how much protein I'd eaten from day one, this still would have happened. But it would have been good to have had that advice to try, just in case. So if anybody's watching this and wants to know what to do to potentially stave off hair loss or stall it, or, hopefully avoid it altogether, you might not be able to, but it seems that how much protein you eat is crucial. So don't listen to the wishy-washy. You get a leaflet with a bit of vague advice of, you should have 60 grams of protein a day, but it's not emphasised as being crucial. I think it's crucial in terms of not having muscle wastage, in terms of not having hair loss, in terms of your health. It seems to me that the priority is that as long as you're losing weight, that's all that matters. And, in terms of my hospital, I will be one of their success stories, because my blood pressure has gone right down, my type 2 diabetes has been reversed, I don't have sleep apnea. But I feel like that's very much not the whole picture, and it's a bit short-sighted to not be looking at what that person's eating. Been keeping a food diary, a daily food diary, ever since this started. And on my second appointment, when I took that in to the hospital where I was having my follow-up appointment, the dietitian said, "Oh no, that's not for me, that's for you." And I'm thinking, you're the dietitian. Surely we should be having a discussion about what it is I'm eating, because it doesn't just end with, am I losing weight? What I'm eating is crucial to how healthy I am. And actually, my weight loss has stalled twice, once in August and once up until recently for about a month. And as soon as I lower the carbs and up the protein, the weight loss starts again. But I've had to figure that out for myself, because, no conversations have been forthcoming from my dietitian about that. Why not? Why? What's the point of them if you're not having those conversations with them. So yeah, a lot has come out of this for me. It seems so easy for me to waffle on for, you know, I try to keep the videos to 10 minutes. This has already gone to 15, so I'm going to wrap it up. But yeah, I just always feel like I want to keep it succinct, but there's so much to say, and one issue always kind of, you know, feeds into another 10, which means that I need to make more of these videos more often. So anyway, that's all I've got to say for today, but I will make another one soon. Okay, bye.